So this is a Lunar Alaria TR. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got the jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake, and we'll take you through this in person here on site. In the front locker you have the gas bottle tie downs and the gas regulator on the bulkhead. With this particular van you can actually have two gas pipes connected at one time, so you can have one pipe on this side and one pipe on this side. And you'll notice on the regulator here it's actually got a green section and a red section. What you can actually do is, if you've got the two bottles connected and you don't so you don't have to change over the gas pipe, you can literally change over the gas valve so the arrow is and the green section is pointing to the opposite bottle, and then turn on the gas bottle on top and it'll allow you to run from the second bottle. Gas pipe work is available here on site should you need it. On the front of the van on this side you have your Aldi heating system vent, which is essentially there for allowing the hot air out of the fridge, the Aldi heating system vent, which is there to essentially allow the hot air out of the heating system. Do not cover this up, you need to leave it open at all times. You then have two water connections on this van. So as you can see, written on there, it says fill tank and direct tap. Essentially, the right hand connection is so you can fill the onboard water tank, so you'd need to connect this pump to here if you want to fill the onboard water system. If you want to just run it straight to taps via the hot water tank, you'll need to put the water connection here on the left hand side. So onboard water storage tank, hot water system, direct to taps. I'll show you how you fill them once we go inside the van. You then have your battery box with your 100 amp leisure battery in there and your mains power lead coming to the side of the van, and also your aerial connections. So if you want to run an aerial into the van from the site you're on, you can also do that. Twin axle motor mover on this particular van, auto engage, that will demonstrate while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts before you leave site so you can see they've been tightened correctly. One other thing we'll demonstrate while you're here properly is the self-levelling system. On the side of the van just here you have your toilet flush tank, so you put your key in, open up the tank, and you put 3.5 litres of water in here prior to use and a cap full of the pink fluid. In the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette. Pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away, and the grey cap here is a measure for your blue fluid. On the back of the cassette you have an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Down the front of the van you have your grey waste tank, your water tank, and down the back of the van here you have your two grey waste pipes. You'd undo these two flaps on both sides, put your bits of grey pipe in and drop them down inside your waste master. That is essentially where the wastewater will come out from the sink and the showers. The shower and the sinks. At the back of the van you have a storage locker, so you can access in the back of the van where the cabinets are inside. Obviously in the back of the van again you've got your stabilising legs, which again we'll demonstrate while you're here on site. Then coming down the door side of the caravan you have your second storage locker that goes underneath the cabinets at the front. Your fridge vents, which allow the hot air out the back of the fridge unit whether you're running on gas or electric. They'll also take in some cooler to cool the back of the fridge unit when it is extremely hot. Behind one of these there is also a gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. You've then got a 3-pin socket on this side of the van just by the door where you connect your power to if you want to run power out to your awning. Storage locker for underneath the front seating area, and your barbecue gas point. Going on the inside of the van now, up above the door you have your main control panels for the caravan. Now to get the power to come on in this particular caravan you actually need to come underneath the seat on the right hand side of the van, and you'll need to make sure the power switch underneath here is turned on. So you can actually turn the power switch on, and that will, oh no, sorry, you don't need to do that, sorry. For the self-levelling you'll need to have this power switch on to allow the leg system to turn on, but like I said we'll run you through that in person here on site. That is also for your self-levelling, for your motor mover power switch as well. Also see you've got your master system shut down under here, reverse polarities for in European countries, your charger and your heating and hot water. All of those you can leave on at all times. To turn the control panel on above the door, you very simply tap the screen. Power on and off on the top left hand side here, so that's power on and off to the inside of the caravan. You've got your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. You've got your fresh water levels, your battery levels, etc. in there as well. Again, you've got your levels in that screen there at the bottom as well, so that 2 there are for your levels on board the van. You've got your roof lighting, awning lighting, and then your dimming lights for around the van. You've got some advanced settings down on the right hand side here, which we advise you read the manual for. The control panel in the centre here is your control panel for your self-levelling. Like I said, we'll demonstrate that while you're here. Then on the right hand side, you have your Aldi heating and hot water controls, which I'll come back to in a moment. So to fill the water system on board the caravan, you're first of all going to need to come into this seat on the right hand side, and you're going to be looking for the yellow drain valve, down valve, that is just there in view. When that valve is parallel with the floor, it'll actually allow you to fill the water system up on board the caravan. If that valve is pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all of the water out of the system on board the caravan. So whichever system you're using on the outside, whether it be the onboard water storage tank or the hot water tank direct to taps, you'll need to make sure that valve is parallel with the floor. Once you've done that, you'll also need to check that underneath the front of the van here, you also just need to check that the drain down valve on the onboard water storage tank is in the right position as well. So there's another yellow valve down the side of this tank underneath here, which is the onboard water storage tank. So again, you check that valve is parallel with the floor. At that point, depending on which system you was filling, whether it be the onboard water tank or the hot water tank, you're going to need to come to the taps. That's all of the taps on board the caravan. Open all the taps up on the hot side. Let's open that tap. Tap in the bathroom and the tap on your shower. And then you're going to need to come to the control panel by the door again. At that point, you're going to turn your water pump on and it will start filling the water system. As I said, at the moment we're filling the hot water tank direct. So as you can see, the system is completely full. If it's been drained down, it will take 5 to 10 minutes to bleed the system, and you would need to top your aqua roll back up after. Once it's full, you shut all of the taps off. Again, that's all the hot water taps back off. At that point, you can actually start warming the water on board the caravan. Now to do that, you come over to the control panel just above the door here, which is the Aldi control panel. You've got on and off power for the screen here on the bottom left hand side. I'm just going to wait for that to clear up a little bit. Hopefully it does. You've then got your menu button on the bottom right hand side here. You've got your internal room temperature, plus or minus. Below that you've got your hot water. So you've got hot water on when the bar's halfway up, and then boost when this bar is completely full. So room temperature and water temperature down below. Below that you have the amount of power that is coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. Essentially, if you've got no power coming into the caravan and you're just going to operate it on gas, you'd have this as off. If you've got 1 kilowatt available, you'd have it as 1, 2 or 3 depending on what's available. If you ask at the site office when you arrive on site for your holiday, they will advise you of what power source to run. Down the bottom left hand corner here, you actually have your option to run gas. So as long as the gas bottle's turned on in the front locker, you can hit the gas button and the gas system will self-ignite. If it fails to ignite, it'll actually come up with gas fail along the bottom of the screen with 2 exclamation marks either end. And at that point, I'd advise you just check to make sure the gas is on. And if it is, I'd advise you light the hob on the other side of the caravan to draw the gas all the way through the gas system. Where you see this little gear symbol on the bottom right hand side here, that is advanced settings for the heating and hot water control panel, and that will allow you to set timers, etc. for that controls. In the manuals for the caravan, you will actually find a full guide of how to operate that. Next up, we're going to come across to the fridge. The fridge is very simple to use. You've got power on the fridge, which will come straight on. At the moment, it's very hard to see because of the light. I'm just going to put my hand across the top. It's actually trying to ignite on gas. Now, it will fail to ignite in a moment because there's no gas on board. But if it fails to ignite, it will flash the red warning light on the right-hand side and also the blue pilot light, which is just here behind the gas flame. So if it's ignited, that'll be a solid blue light in there. On gas or electric, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right-hand side. Mains power is very simple to use. Select the mains option and again control your temperature there. If you're towing down the road and you've got the right connector on the back of your car, When you connect it to the car, you'll be able to use the fridge as a cool box. You'd have the control panels turned off above the door. Come inside and turn the fridge on, then select the 12 volt mode here. 12 volt mode here. At the moment, it's going to bleep and tell me there's no power source going to the 12 volt system because it is from the 12 volt supply from the car, not the caravan. The microwave above works very much the same as your household microwave, no difference at all there. The same as the hob, grill and oven, they all work very much the same as a household appliance again. The electric ring will only work when you're on a 240 site, 240 mains powered site. However, the rest of the grill, hob and oven will all work on gas. Toilet system in the bathroom, again, is very simple to use. You've got an electric flush on the toilet. You've got a toilet full indicator light to let you know when the toilet waste system, tank is full. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience. However, when you're removing the cassette from underneath the caravan, you need to make sure it's pointing straight across towards the towel rail on the other side of the van. Below the toilet, you have a grey waste handle. So that grey waste handle at the moment is in the central position, which means that the toilet waste flap is shut. If you want to open the toilet waste flap before you use the loo, you need to push it across, which will allow any waste into the toilet under the van, toilet cassette under the van. Again, if that flap is open, it will not allow you to remove the cassette, very much the same as if the toilet is turned. So that is the Lunar Alaria TR. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.